Senator Dick Gordon says the speed of the approval for the controversial Dengvaxia dengue vaccine was too fast, hinting that a conspiracy may be behind it. Gordon makes a statement during the Senate probe into the now suspended school-based dengue vaccination program Monday. Gordon says the Budget Department released a Special Allotment Release Order or SARO for the dengue vaccination program worth 3.5 billion pesos just a few weeks after the Food and Drug Administration approved Dengvaxia's commercial release on December 22, 2015. French pharmaceutical giant Sanofi Pasteur in November announced Dengvaxia could lead to more severe cases of dengue when administered on individuals who had not been infected by the virus prior to the immunization. The dengue vaccination program was launched under the Aquino administration by ex-DOH Chief Janet Garin. DOH Secretary Francisco Duque III already suspended the program, but 830,000 Filipino kids already received the vaccine, while another 32,000 Filipinos received it from private hospitals. Garin insists the vaccination program was above board. She points to her predecessor Enrique Ona, whom she said publicly announced that the DOH was eyeing the use of the dengue vaccine as early as July 2015. Garin says there was no malice in her meeting with Sanofi's officials 2 years ago when they invited her to their factory in Lyons, France. She says the dengue immunization program was not a midnight deal.
Your Honor, sa issue po ng pagbili ng bakuna, I categorically deny any wrongdoing. I am not involved in any corruption and I am willing to be investigated.
She also says it was the Philippine Children's Medical Center that bought the Dengvaxia vaccines, not DOH, but she stands by the integrity of the hospital's officials. PCMC Executive Director Julius Lechones earlier admitted he did sign the procurement papers for the dengue vaccine, but he only did it upon Garin's orders. Several associate justices on Monday slammed Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno for apparent mistakes she repeatedly made during her 5-year term. Associate Justices Teresita Leonardo-De, Francis Hardalesa, and Noel Tiham, and retired Associate Justice Arturo Brion stand witness during the House Justice Committee hearing on the impeachment complaint against Sereno. The House panel has been deliberating over 7 hearing days a complaint filed by lawyer Larry Gadon against Sereno. The justices are asked if they felt insulted by Sereno's apparent habit of making decisions on her own without consulting the Supreme Court and bank.
She's not following the rules and the standard procedure followed in the court.
We are a very small group in the Supreme Court, a group of 15. Sasabihin ko sa kanya, wala namang ganyanan. You're getting what you want through these devious means. That is not right.
Hardalesa says the SCN Bank is very concerned about its reputation. Both De Castro and Tiham earlier accused Sereno of breaking the SC's own rules in the Maute case by not submitting the case to the raffle committee. The House Justice Committee is set to vote on the impeachment complaint on whether to accept or reject it by January 2018. President Rodrigo Duterte asks Congress to extend martial law in Mindanao by 1 more year. The 5-month martial law extension Congress previously granted Duterte will expire on December 31. Duterte says he wants martial law extended to ensure total eradication of ISIS-inspired terror groups in Mindanao. Both the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police earlier recommended to Duterte that martial law be extended for 1 year. Duterte says, quote, despite the death of Hapilon and the Maute brothers, the remnants of their groups have continued to rebuild their organization through the recruitment and training of new members and fighters to carry on the rebellion. He says at least 185 terrorists listed in the martial law arrest orders remain at large. The remaining members of the ISIS-inspired groups are supposedly reorganizing and recruiting in central Mindanao, specifically in Maguindanao, Sulu, Basilan, and North Cotabato. Communications Secretary Martin Andenar says the Chinese government selected China Telecom to invest in the Philippines in a bid to break the current duopoly in the local telecommunications industry. China Telecom is one of China's biggest telecom companies and is one of 2 that expressed interest in entering the Philippine market, the other being China Mobile Limited. Andenar says China Telecom will now need to look for a partner in the Philippines in keeping up with rules on foreign ownership limitations in the Philippines. Under the 1987 Philippine Constitution, only companies with at least 60% Philippine ownership can operate as a public utility. Last November, President Rodrigo Duterte offered China the chance to have one of its firms help establish a 3rd major telecom company in the Philippines. The last time the Philippine government entered into a communications deal with a Chinese company was in 2007, when the administration of President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Chinese firm ZTE for a national broadband network. But the project was riddled with anomalies, including allegations of overpricing and corruption among government officials who brokered the deal. Credit rating agency Fitch Ratings upgrades the Philippines' long-term foreign currency issuer default rating or IDR from BBB- to BBB, with a stable outlook amid favorable economic conditions and planned tax reform. Fitch says, quote, strong and consistent macroeconomic performance has continued, underpinned by sound policies that are supporting high and sustainable growth rates. Fitch adds the Duterte administration's bloody war on drugs has not dampened investor confidence. It sees real gross domestic product growth of 6.8% in 2018 and 2019, which will maintain the Philippines' place among the fastest-growing economies in the Asia-Pacific region.